Yo. So, right now, it has been brought to my attention that a lot of people are spending way too much money buying sample libraries, $30 or $50 a pop for some sounds that really aren't that original and they really don't work well with most people's styles of music. However, what if there was a way that you could get completely original and unique sounding drum sounds for your beats that were personally handcrafted by you to the exact situation in which you needed them to sound exactly how you wanted them to sound without having to spend a single dollar? Okay, this is what I've got for you today. It's a technique that I call resampling that allows you to combine different sounds, whether those are from the Maschine stock library or your own personal library, layer them together, do some quick sound design, and resample them using Maschine in order to construct your own library of completely original drum sounds for your productions. So not only is it going to save you a bunch of money, but it's going to help you distinguish your sound on Maschine in the beats that you're making, okay? So my name is Rob. I am the creator of the Gold Pack, which are basically some of the drum sounds that I'm going to be utilizing in this demonstration today. But not only is it drum sounds, the Gold Pack also has step-by-step instructional lessons, almost 2.5 hours worth of instructional lessons that are going to show you things like how to sample off of YouTube, what to listen for in order to choose a good sample, how to chop and flip drum breaks on Maschine, my step-by-step process of sampling on Maschine, and a whole lot more. But we'll talk about that more later. For now, let's jump it over to Maschine. I'm going to show you this process called resampling and how you can utilize it to construct your own library of completely custom and original drum sounds from basically the stock library or whatever sounds that you have, all right? A quality stuff, all right? So let's go on, head over to Maschine, and I'll show you how to do it. All right. So we are in this session right now, and basically to outline this process, the first step is to come up with some drum sounds, right? So you need to go through your sound library and pick out some sounds that you think naturally sound good, all right? And most importantly, the sounds have to be complementary of one another. In order for a better understanding of this, go ahead and watch my layering video. But basically, the gist of it is that you want to find sounds that have that aren't conflicting frequencies, right? So if you're layering a kick drum, for example, I have a very high-end kick drum and a more sub-bass kick drum that are going to be layered and combined together so that they create a more unified sound, all right? Both of the sounds are in the 130 hertz range. We've got a higher frequency and a lower frequency that combine together and make one fat kick drum, all right? So that's the first step. Find some sounds that are complementary, all right? So I've got these layered up, or loaded up, rather. So a few kicks. For now, let's keep this demonstration simple and let's just layer these kick drums, and I'm going to show you how to do it, all right? So the first step is to jump in here and combine, or excuse me, rather, you want to use your pad mode settings to link both of these sounds, all right? And the way that you do that is easy on the hardware. Select the sound that you want to link, press and hold the pad mode button. It's going to display a menu on the first screen. It's going to, from left to right, it says choke and then link. You want to select the link group to 1 and the mode to master. All right? Then select your second kick drum sound. Hold down the pad mode. Select your link group to 1, mode to slave. All right? So basically what this is going to do is that every time you press this kick drum on sound slot 1, it's going to trigger the kick drum on sound slot 6. So now our two sounds are layered. All right? So at this point, we're going to do a little bit of sound design. Sound design is very simple. It just basically means enhancing the characteristics of your sound in order to, enhance the end result, right? So I'm going to lower the pitch of this sub-frequency kick drum. I'm also going to remove some of the attack. All right, well, I'm going to jump on over to the next menu, add some compression. Some drive, which is saturation. All right, so I just sound designed the first kick drum. What I'm going to do instead is take this EQ, remove the frequencies around 180 hertz and see what that does. All right, so that's the sound design portion. Basically, all I did was pitched it down a little bit. That basically shifts the fundamental frequencies down a few. So if the fundamental frequency of this kick previously was at 90, by toning it down 2 octaves, it might change it to about 50 hertz, which is more of a sub frequency. So it's not competing with our upper kick drum anymore. Then I utilized the envelope, the amplitude envelope, and removed some of the attack. By pushing this attack up, basically what that does is it cuts off the very beginning portion of the sound, which is our attack phase of the sound, because this upper frequency kick drum is going to provide the attack phase. I increased the decay so that the tail of the sound sounds a little bit more clear. I added some compression that's going to thicken up our sound, and some drive, which is going to add some saturation. Some bit crushing is going to lower the bit rate, and I removed 5.5 decibels of sound at 125 hertz, which is the attack phase of our kick drum. All right, so that's basically that. Next, I'm going to move to this upper frequency kick drum that we've got here. I'm going to keep the chorus in. All right, here's a little trick as well. If I go back and hold pad mode when I'm selected pad 6, I can turn this one to slave or to master as well. So now I have sound 1 as group 1 master, sound 6 as group 1 master, so that anytime I press both of them, they're both triggered now. And this is going to help me in this process of sound designing. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm utilizing some of the sound design that's already built inside of the drum synth engine, and basically I added some more bend, which is going to add more of an attack phase to this kick drum sound, because this is what I want. I want that upper frequency kick drum. All right, so that's that. And as well, what else can I do? I could add a little bit of EQ right here to the 130 hertz range, maybe. Makes things sound a little bit more full. And I can take this low pass around down by 50 hertz, which I know this sound is going to occupy, and reduce that. So that sound is completely different. And maybe throw on some saturation. How about that? Some tape. It's almost a little too much thump. All right, so I'm going to take that off. All right, so that's basically that. We've completely transformed these sounds that were just layered by, first of all, layering these two sounds together. We have the lower end frequencies and the upper end frequencies combined form a unique sound. And then we jumped in and utilized some of these stock sound design techniques to combine the two. All right, so now comes the interesting part, and that's the resampling part. Resampling is basically going to take these two sounds that we have, they're two separate sounds, and combine them and make a completely original new sound, all right? So that we can later save these sounds inside its own group and machine, inside of our own drum library, and basically utilize these at any point in the future without having to call up all these specific, sound design settings that we just set. So now we want to jump onto a new pad. All right, I'm jumping on pad 13 because this sound slot is empty. I'm going to select sampling mode, which you can also select by hitting this here. So we're on sound slot 13. We've selected sampling mode. We're going to jump into record mode, and then we're going to take these settings to internal on the bottom. Input is master. Mode is going to be detect, and basically this is going to mean that whenever a sound passes this threshold that we set, it's going to start recording, and this is going to make it easy for us to record our layered sound on Maschine. All right, so whenever I'm going to press start on here, and then whenever we press our combined layered sound, it's going to record that onto a new sound slot. So press start, and it's going to wait until the sound passes this threshold. Stop. All right, and it's that simple. And that's a new sound. And then we can even go in further and sort of jump in and sculpt this sound. We can take off this long tail, truncate that. We can normalize it. We can do even some more sound design. We can add some more compression to this overall sound. We're on sound slot 13. You can label this new sound or new kick. We can jump in here, add more compression. Add some EQ at 130 hertz or so. That might be too much. So you get the point. You know, now we have an entirely new sound created from two sounds that were stock, stock sound. A completely new and original sound whose combined characteristics are more interesting to listen to. All right, we can do this now with even more sounds. You can do this by combining our two snare sounds. And these two together, utilize the same technique. We want one to provide the lower fundamental frequency, the other to provide the high fundamental frequency. We combine them together, do some sound design, resample it, and it's an entirely new sound, all right? So it takes some practice to, sort of get good at the sound design element and the layering element to figure out, all right, what sounds good together? How can I enhance this with sound design to make a better drum sound? But just keep practicing and you'll end up coming up with something very unique. You can even jump in here and add some really unique effects to the sound and completely change the characteristics that you were working with before and develop something entirely new and different. And this serves as something that's completely custom to you and whatever you're able to come up with in your head, all right? So I should let you know that every sound that I utilized in this little tutorial that I showed you, or this lesson, was taken from my gold pack. Now, as I told you in the beginning, the gold pack is essentially everything that you need in order to learn how to create 90s style golden era hip hop beats using your machine. All right, so if you're a fan of Jay Dilla, Pete Rock, who else? A Tribe Called Quest, any of these type of guys, Ninth Wonder, if you're a fan of smooth sounding samples and hard breakbeat drum grooves, then the gold pack is for you, all right? Because not only does this give you drum sounds, as I just showed you, some of these sounds that I'm using right here, but the gold pack also gives you step-by-step instructional video lessons to break down and demonstrate to you the process of sampling using Maschine, all right? And let me show you quickly what's inside of the gold pack. Once you get the gold pack, this is what you get. Like I said, there's a complete library for the gold pack that you get, including drum sounds, the sounds that I utilize in this video, as well as soulful samples, which are samples that you can chop up and flip without having to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on records. You also get 10 drum breaks. Drum breaks are very useful in sampling and creating hip-hop music, all right? So not only that, but you're getting 5 in-depth video lessons. As you can see, each one is about 20 minutes or 25 minutes. And it goes in detail to a process of like how to chop and flip samples on Maschine, how to flip drum breaks on Maschine, how to find great samples using YouTube, the top 21 places online for e-digging, my 3-step Maschine sampling formula, as well as reading, all right? So I'm going to teach you secrets to choosing great samples. I'm going to teach you how to organize your E-crate, how to create original melodies using Maschine. It goes in depth. Now, you're probably wondering, with all this valuable stuff, how much does it cost? Well, I normally sell this program for $49, but even at that price, if you consider that if you just sell one beat license based upon the information and the sounds that you get from this gold pack, it'll already pay for itself. However, because you are a member of this community, because you really, vibe with my teaching style, really enjoy my content, I want to hook you up with a special deal, members only deal that allows you today to get your copy of this gold pack for just $1, okay? No catch, no strings attached, literally $1, all right? All you got to do is, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link to grab your copy of the gold pack in the description. If you're watching this on my blog, there's going to be a link below in the text, all right? So look out for that link. When you click the link, you're going to land upon a page that looks like this. It's It's going to educate you a little bit more about everything that's inside. You can find out more information about exactly what you're going to get and what you're going to learn. Like I said, $1. You're going to click this gold button here. It's going to take you to a page where you can enter your name and your payment information. Like I said, no catch, no strings attached. $1. Enter your name and payment information, and you'll be up and running on this page, watching the videos, getting your downloads, and all that in just a few minutes. All right. So again, my name is Rob. I am the creator of the Gold Pack, the author of this awesome blog for you as a machine producer called hiphoprally.com, which has all of the best and most advanced concepts for you as a producer, just like this one I showed you today for free. That's going in detail into actionable steps that you can take in order to improve your sound and your music on Maschine. All right. So subscribe to this channel to continue to get more great free content. Grab your copy of the Gold Pack, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.